Years ago, I was new to the corporate world and working for a very large company, and the CEO took some time with me and mentored me from time to time. And I'll never forget, he said to me, William, do you know the number one rule of negotiation? No, Jim, what's that? The person with the most time wins. Wow, think about that. That's actually true. It's true in succession planning. It's true in when you're making a career move. It's true in sales. It's true in home buying. If you've got more time, you've got a higher likelihood of winning. In the 14 years we've been doing this, one thing that's really changed a lot is when we get hired in a search process. You may have heard me tell a story. We started a new idea for churches and now schools and nonprofits and all Christian-driven organizations, but it was a new idea. And historically, new ideas and church, well, they don't get along very well. Just ask Jesus. Kind of ended badly for him when he tried too many new ideas in too old a wineskin. But over 14 years, the idea has become adopted. And what was a foreign idea that maybe is this even Christian to use a search firm has now become a logical choice. And I see it most clearly in when we get hired in the search process. 14 years ago, the people that would call us, I think the average was they'd already been looking for a pastor for over 18 months before they called us. It's like they've been banging their head into the wall over and over and over, and they realized the wall's not moving, and I'm getting brain damage, and so they're ready to try anything. Then a few years later, it got to be, well, we formed our search committee, and we've met, and we've talked about it, and now it's probably time to choose a search firm. And that still happens today, but that was the sort of normal. Then the normal became, well, we're about to form a search committee, so let's hire a search firm to help us name the search committee. It's getting more normal. Then we started to get hired as soon as the pastor announced they were leaving. Then we started getting hired 3 or 4 years before the pastor was going to leave. Now we're getting hired even 10 years before a pastor's going to retire, or when a young pastor might know that she or he is not going to stay forever in their role. Instead of getting hired a year and a half, 2 years into the process, we're now getting hired before the process ever begins. And let me just tell you something. The search committee with the most time wins. The church board with the most time wins. I would argue that there is no more singular, critical job in the church than making sure you find the leaders that fit where God's leading you next. The expense you spend hiring a search firm pales in comparison to the expense you'll spend by hiring the wrong person. And it's been such an honor and a privilege to be a part of God launching a movement where what was a brand new idea 14 years ago is now pretty normal. So if you're thinking about hiring a search firm, maybe don't wait till 2 years. Your brain will hurt and the wall won't move. Maybe don't even wait until you've had a few meetings. Maybe get going sooner than you think, because the church with the most time wins.